So for you all filling out this form, you may wonder what happens with this information afterwards. Do with it? Why do we collect this information and why do we collect it in the way that we collect it? Once we receive your official transcripts, we have a process in which we are comparing the information that was presented in your original application along with your academic update and comparing that to the official transcripts that we're receiving. So we just want to make sure that everything's matching up. And so if there have been any changes, we want to know about that beforehand before we receive those official documents. And we also want to know whether you're meeting your conditions of admission or not, because we do have to review each case by case. Some of the common or one of the most commonly asked questions that we get from students is, if I have this situation, what does that mean for my admission status? Is this okay? Is this not okay? And it's really impossible for us to give you a blanket statement of if you do this, then that is not okay and it will affect your admission status. And if you do this, this will be okay, as we review everything case by case. And that's why we have this opportunity for students to tell us as much information as they can as we review case by case. I think students often also get very stressed out about selecting the right condition or the right checkbox. And I want to assure students that it's not about checking the right one. The way we organize this just makes things easier for us as we're reviewing your case. But as long as you are putting that information somewhere in this form, we will ask for clarification if we need further clarification. I just want to stress to students that that is not going to be the deciding factor. So we just do this so that it's more organized for you and it's more organized for us, but please do not stress about selecting the right box. You'll also notice that certain conditions or certain boxes, when you click on that, it will actually tell you that you are required to upload an official transcript using the document upload widget at the end of the form. So it will then prompt this and it will say you are required to do that. I recommend for all students to include an unofficial transcript in those supporting documents. Oftentimes it can get kind of messy when students are reporting courses, whether, sometimes the course names don't match or the department coding is difficult to find or the number might be a little bit different. And so often it's just easiest for us when we're reviewing your case to just see what's listed on your unofficial transcript. Of course, if we need something from you, like your unofficial transcript, and you did not provide it initially, we will reach out to you and let you know. And how we reach out to you if we need further information on anything that you submit via this update form is you will receive an email from us asking for you to provide us that information. And that email will tell you that we ask that you submit another update form with that information. What happens after you click this submit button and how you would be able to tell that we have received your update form is you will receive an email notification saying thank you for submitting that update form and that information is now being, and you'll also be able to see it back on your map at Berkeley. If you go back to this section, you will be able to see it as having been submitted. You will also hear an official response from our office via that form and via an email response letting you know that we have reviewed your information and whatever decision came from that. So I encourage you all to provide as much information as possible. Some questions that we often get about what kind of supporting documents are going to help or are going to be necessary, and it really does depend on what the situation is. So for example, some of those summer schedules or some of those adding a course during the summer, we always ask for that proof of enrollment if you have it, and so that we can include that information when we're reviewing your case. Sometimes students have a circumstance like they had a medical situation that came up, a documented medical situation, and there's a reason why they weren't able to earn a C or higher in one of their grades because of that medical situation, and they might want to include that information as a supporting document. Again, this is all here for you to tell us as much information as possible. As we review these cases, we want to make sure that we have as much info as possible so that we're making the best decision with consideration of all the different circumstances. So this is really your opportunity as a student to tell us that. And again, please don't stress which section you put it in and that, thinking, oh, I clicked the wrong box and so that's automatically going to put me into a, don't worry about that. We, within those committees that review these cases, We are absolutely reviewing everything that's submitted, and we are asking for further information if we do need it. So please do not stress about that. Hopefully that provided a little bit more information about what this update form is, how to fill it out, and then also what happens with the information after you submit it. We are available for questions. If you want to ask further questions, you are able to reach our office. And once again, congratulations and thank you. Go Bears.